Hello, welcome, pour yourself some tea, and join us as we rank the dateability of every Fire Emblem 3 House's character. I am your Tea Party host, Casey DeFreitas, and I am joined today by Justin Davis.
Hello.
Miranda Sanchez.
Hello.
And Brendan Graber.
It's hot.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, before we begin, I do want to let you know that we're showing the pictures of all of the students as they are as teenagers, but we are not ranking teenagers, we are ranking adults. But showing them as adults is a spoiler, so we're not going to do that. We're going to keep spoilers to a minimum as we rank every character. Let's begin with the Golden Deer House.
The best house.
First
I
up.
mean, we
Okay,
think it's
let's slow down a bit, mister.
Yeah.
I haven't beat the game yet.
Good point.
Miranda, myself, and Justin all chose Golden Deer.
I think I'm a special case in that I didn't really pick my house. I took a chance and rolled a die to find which house.
Saw
Because
it
I could
happen.
not decide. I was like, Brendan, please watch me roll this die and hold me to my decision.
You
So
let
now
the
I'm-
fates
Meanwhile,
decide.
I took the best route, went to Blue Lions.
Wow.
And we chose Golden Deer because Claude.
Claude. Look at
Speaking
him.
of
First.
Claude, so this is how we rated Claude. Brendan gave Claude a B, I gave Claude an S, Justin gave Claude an S, and Miranda gave him an A, making for an average of 4.25, which is just a little bit above an A.
It's worth noting that every rank has a point value, which is
Yes.
how we average these scores, because we figured, okay, we can tell you all of our individual opinions, or we can give you a number value to each thing,
Yeah.
and then that's
And
how
then we
we
get
decide.
some pretty cool data. And by the way, this is very subjective. We all rated everyone by our own dateability standards.
Yeah, and so I think we all have like really unique perspectives here too. So I'm still kind of going at surface level. I've played a bit, but not enough to be as like in depth in their backstories. Whereas Brendan, on the other hand,
You
reviewed
don't
it
want to know
quite a
about
lot.
this guy. He's a schemer.
I picked Claude. I gave him an S for a very simple reason. It's because he's best boy.
Yeah.
I think he's the best person at all of Garagmach, and he's the boy that I most wanted to date.
look at this hair.
I completely agree.
I mean, he's got a
also-
nice look.
He's charming, he's confident, he's attractive, he's ambitious, he's like amazing with the bow, he's strong.
Okay,
He
but he's
also
always-
feels a little more down to earth.
Yeah.
Like he's not raised like normally as a noble. Like, he is noble, but not in the same way that the other two house leaders are.
He's one of the least noble nobles. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But he just has a lot going on behind the scenes. He's just kind of like, do I really want to trust this guy? He's just like, oh, I'm just making jokes, or am I?
That's a plus for me because that makes him mysterious.
Ooh.
So this is
Sure.
Claude
All right.
with an A, 4.25.
Good job,
Next
Claude.
up in the Golden Deer. And I don't forgive Brendan for sabotaging him with a B.
I haven't been gunned to sabotage, trust me.
Oh yeah, we have more sabotage later.
Next on the list, Hilda.
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 So Hilda was a little bit divisive for us. Brendan gave her a D, I gave her a C, Justin gave her a C, and Miranda gave her an A. Miranda.
I like her. She just does such a good job of taking care of her friends. I like her
Does
pink
she
hair.
though?
Yeah, but she's also mean. That's like
Yeah.
great. I love it when girls are a little bit mean. Like
She
you
is.
should be.
Okay, I gave Hilda a C because she can be really nice to her friends and takes care of people. Like, for example, her relationship with Marianne, she does try to help Marianne a lot, but at the same time, she's like, I'm lazy. I don't feel like doing this. Who can I manipulate into doing it for me?
That's why I gave her
Yeah.
a C. She's very cute, but she's very manipulative.
I love that. That's my favorite trait in a woman.
Hilda, so that
It might be
is-
reflective of me.
If she can
Who
apply
knows?
herself, she's a beast with an axe, but she never wants to use it. She's just like, I could kill all these guys for you. I don't wanna.
But
Like,
when she does, Hilda,
No.
Hilda, Hilda,
It never
with
gets old.
no.
just a C.
Just to
Hilda.
Sticking with my A.
I'm
Next
I'm
up-
going on the
Okay,
list.
cool.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
up is Ignatz.
This little baby boy.
It's just the worst.
He's such a nerd. I mean, I realize I work for IGN, but I'm like, my dude.
So Brendan gave him a C, I gave him a D, Justin gave him a D, and Miranda gave him a very dismal, our first E.
Oof.
Look at that hair.
It's
so
bad. It
bad.
is really bad hair. He does get a slight glow up.
Reminds me of
He
myself
gets a
when I
little
was a
bit
boy.
better.
The abysmal haircut.
Yeah, I did have that haircut growing up, to be fair.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, I should be rightly ridiculed for it, because I mean,
I mean, like,
At least they have
video game
glasses.
nerds can be endearing and charming, and you can see yourself in them, but Ignatz is just the worst
just-
kind of like.
it's like he doesn't even want to be
Yeah.
there. He's like, my parents made me
He's
go
like
here.
stale bread.
I just
Yeah.
want to do art
That's
somewhere
him.
else.
He's a really big pushover. He doesn't know how to speak up for himself. He apologizes all the time. And I feel bad because I feel for him, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't date him.
Oh, so he doesn't look any better when he gets older.
I would be friends with him and try to help him be a better person, but I would not date him.
And that's the thing here too. It's just like we get to rate based on the most vapid things here
Yes.
because these are video game characters,
video game
and you gotta choose one.
He's just not dateable. He needs
No.
to work on himself
He does.
if he wants to be presentable to someone
true.
else, to
Yeah.
a partner.
Even if though he's a great artist. This is Ignatz.
Debatable. We haven't actually seen his art.
Well, everyone says it's great.
Okay,
Humoring him.
we'll pretend.
D minus. Next is Leonie. And with Leonie, Brendan gave her a C, I gave her a B, Justin gave her a C, and Miranda gave her a B.
I really wanted to like Leonie. I posted her to my house in Blue Lions because I was like, oh, she looks cool. She's like a tomboy. She wants to like, fight with the guys. But then she just won't shut up about your dad.
Yep.
And it gets really awkward.
Yep.
She's so determined, and that's kind of what I liked about her. But yeah, the whole dad thing, I was like, Leonie.
I do like the
gotta-
tomboy vibes,
Yeah.
but I completely agree with Brendan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if she just would lay off, like, I get it. You were his apprentice. Big whoop-de-doo. Guess
It's like,
what?
yeah, well, I'm his child.
Are you though?
You don't
Are
even
you?
appreciate him.
That's
Let me
like-
list the ways.
So that's Leonie. She got a 2.5, which is a solid C.
Sorry, Leonie.
Yep.
Not really.
Middle of the pack.
Next is Lawrence.
Ugh.
Just drop that photo.
So with
Person
Lawrence,
to flames.
Brendan gave him a D, I gave him an E,
Ugh.
Justin gave him an E, and Miranda gave him a D. And as you recall, E gets 0 points, so his total score is 0.5,
He's failing.
making
He's the
him
worst.
the worst character in the entire roster according to us.
Worse.
He's like the guy you have to alert, like, the manager that he's, like, harassing girls.
And then he's like, oh no one would ever say that about me. They must be lying because I'm just too gorgeous and noble and
Yeah.
amazing for anyone to say anything bad about me.
It's a privilege to date me.
So,
I hate him.
Brendan, I don't want any spoilers. My assumption is that they're setting him up for quite the character turn later in the game, or he's just going to get worse than ever and just be, don't say it. I'll get there on my own. But
He
His
talked bad
hair
about
gets
Claude.
longer.
I'm not into it. Talk bad about Claude. His only like redeeming character is that he was kind of nice to Ignatz, but in a self-important way, which does not redeem him.
It's like he's of all the nobles, he's pretty good about pursuing nobility for like enriching everybody, but only if it revolves around him at the end, saying like, "Oh yeah, that was me. I was the noble who did that."
So for him, I only gave him a D instead of an E because there are worse characters. I think there are worse.
Worse than that
As far as
face?
creepy.
I'm
yeah,
not sure.
there's a creepier face,
he might
There
be my
is a
least
creepier
favorite.
face,
which is
but-
kind of what I was going off. I hadn't gotten to his curses with women yet, so I was like, well, I don't.
Oh,
He's been learning pretty well, so I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
He's
yeah,
also
do
the
do
kind
that.
of like-
Wait until you see Lawrence's first support conversation with Phyla. It's a immediate E. Anyway, that was Lawrence,
Goodbye.
the worst character according to us. Next is Cynthia. So I think she was the most difficult person to rate for me. So
Yeah.
Cynthia, Brendan gave her a B, I gave her a C, Justin gave her a C, and Miranda gave her a C, for a total score of 2.25, which is a C.
I think she's super cute. She's a little too childish, which, her whole storyline sort of revolves around that, like, keeping up with the slightly older kids. But that was like, I don't know that you're dateable for that reason. I need someone a little bit more mature.
She's very quick to criticize, and that's why I knocked her down a score.
I kind of felt almost the opposite, where I felt like
She's very mature and talented, but
she didn't let it go to her head from what I've experienced. Like if you were like a child prodigy and you were at youngest person in the monastery, acing all your scores, you had a personal ability that lets you increase your skills twofold, and you still weren't like haughty after that, like that's some nice humility. She also has, I mean, I don't want to get to it, but her backstory is kind of tragic and sad in the little parts. I really felt for her in the end.
look, a tragic backstory does not excuse you to be a jerk to other people.
She was a jerk to me.
I'm just saying she's quick to criticize, and
Well, she likes sweets. Who doesn't like sweets?
I know that's one of the reasons
That
why I didn't give her a D, because she really likes cake, and I identify with that.
Is that who I need to gift that cake to?
Probably.
Probably. She really likes cake.
You got a cake.
Quick
Call
tip.
it Cynthia.
That was Cynthia with a C at 2.25. Next is Marianne. So Marianne, Brendan gave her a C, I gave her a B, Justin gave her a C, and Miranda gave her an A for a total of 2.75.
Okay, I'm
which
not
is
Golden
a C
Deer.
plus.
I'm not Golden Deer, so sell me on Marianne because I don't really. She wouldn't talk to me.
She's just so tired. She just needs some help and love.
Yeah.
That's kind of, she's charming in that way, and she doesn't really believe in herself, and you just want to be there to support her. Like, she doesn't feel like that nerd, like, I just don't do anything. She's like, I'm just down on myself, and I'm having a hard time, and
Yeah.
like, it's and someone that you want to lend a hand to.
She has really low self-esteem, and she seems to have home troubles. And like I said, you shouldn't excuse your bad attitude on home troubles, but she seems to be really trying.
Yeah, it's not a bad attitude so much as more she doubts herself, and like that's not necessarily an attractive characteristic, but it's more of a like I like you because you're being honest about that.
Yes.
And I like her hair.
And she
I
also
do like her
talks-
hair a lot.
Yes, and she also can talk to animals, and that's cute.
Yeah, I wanted to like her more, but I'm going to say this about a few people. She seemed like she'd be too much work to actually date.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Depends on what you want with a relationship.
Yeah.
Where you're at in life.
Yeah. Next is Rafael.
This is also a video game, so you're gonna want something easy sometimes.
Big beefy boy.
He is our beef boy.
The Hulk.
So Brendan gave him a B, I gave him a C, Justin gave him a B, and Miranda also gave him a C for a total of 2.5, which is a solid C.
It's interesting that Brendan and I liked him more than you two did.
I just like his attitude. He's such a positive guy.
He's super kind and really nice. He's a little bit of a dope who's just
Yeah.
into eating and building his muscles.
But like nothing gets this dude down. He's
Yeah,
like
I
my
know.
video game Mark Medina.
He's
It's
just
like I love him. He's just so nice.
The
He's
problem is-
always happy to see me. He's like, hey, what's going on?
So
Like,
I agree, he's a top tier character, but not top tier dateable, and that is why he got.
I think he'd always
a
take
C.
care of you. He'd like, escort you everywhere. He'd show you a good time. Like nothing
But
but
he's
get.
not that cute.
I mean,
Let's be
There's
real.
that.
So his shirt's a little
and
too
he
tight.
only,
on
that's
him.
not-
all he ever wants to talk about is food.
Yeah, and like I
And
love
is
food
that
too.
a bad thing?
And
I like.
I like
food.
food.
I like
but
food too.
Gosh, I like other things
But
too.
it's also about like how he wants to eat, not like other things. Like about the nicer things about food. It's just being hungry.
meat, building muscles. Rafael, 2.5.
There's already too much of that on Tinder. It's like, please move on.
So that's the end of.
That is the end of the Golden Deer.
So the winning golden deer was Claude, correct?
Absolutely, by a lot.
By a lot.
Claude got a 4.25, and the runner-up is Marianne with a 2.75.
So Claude
So-
with Claude with an A,
Yeah,
Lawrence with an E,
yeah.
and then everybody else.
Golden
in the
Deer
middle.
has. It's a good
Yeah.
house, not the best characters.
It's a good house with iffy people to date.
It's a bunch of
Yes.
weirdos, if you ask me.
And Claude's kind of weird, and I kind of like that. And
Yeah.
That's okay. Next up is Black Eagles, and the first one we're going to rate is Edelgard.
Eddie, as Dorothea calls her.
Everyone loves her.
Do they? Because Brendan gave her a
The
C,
internet loves her.
and everyone else gave her an A. And as
Yeah.
we all know, Black Eagles was the most chosen house, I assume, because of this waifu right here.
I'm gonna catch some heat for this because I see all the popularity rankings for everyone's like, I want Black Eagles, I love Edelgard. Like, yeah, did you get to beat the game? Did you get to part 2? You see where her whole
No
personality
spoilers.
goes? Okay, but I'm just gonna say,
She does seem kind of
first
harsh and
mission in the game,
bloodthirsty.
she's like, oh, by the way, I will kill everybody if it
Yeah.
means getting my end. Like,
Yeah.
alarm bells, can
That
she
was-
be transferred from my class, please? I have a problematic student.
That is a red flag, a little bit.
She definitely has some dark energy about her, which
Yeah.
can be like, very sexy and
Interesting.
dateable, interesting.
And like you said, a tragic backstory is not always not excuse yourself
Mm-hmm.
from being kind of crazy ambition and power hungry.
This is true.
And she rarely knows how to lighten up. Like she has to remind herself, oh yeah, I'm in a school with students. I better show a smile for the party. Haha, let us merriment. I'm being a good leader.
And that's Brendan's rendition of Edelgard, who got a 3.5, which is a B.
That's still a very
really
respectable
good,
Yeah.
score.
Next up is Bernadetta, which I know everyone loves her.
Hell
On the
yeah.
internet. Little Bernie, Brendan and Miranda both gave her an S.
An S.
Justin gave her a B, and I gave her a C because I am realistic. And every time when I was watching her support conversations,
Uh-huh.
man, she's really annoying. I'm sorry, don't hate me. I understand she's super sweet and nice, but you can't just scream whenever someone tries to talk to you.
She's like
Oh, I didn't see you
she's
there.
like a cute little possum. She's
You
supposed to
mean
be
you
left
did-
alone.
Yeah, she just likes to stay in her room. I think I just love that gremlinness about her, which obviously Nina does too. It's very relatable. It's just leave me alone. I'm
She's
playing my games.
relatable.
Yeah,
But
and I
it's
think
to the extreme.
I love it. I love that
To
too.
the extreme.
But she has some good points where some support she'll be like, not every day is good for me, but I still have to try
This
to
is
come
true.
out
She
the next
does-
day. She has some personal growth in her.
She does have a
where
lot.
she doesn't want to always be trapped in a room, but she just feels comfortable there, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you're going hey, I'm not feeling it today. I'll be in my room eating cake,
Even
and I
like
can
her-
relate to that.
Yeah,
It's
like
true.
her outfit just also screams that too. She has a little hoodie in her.
And she does have
very cute.
without spoiling anything, she does have a pretty good glow up. and she gets better. And some of her support conversations are really cute and show a lot of character growth.
She's one of my favorite characters to talk to in the game, but as someone to date, maybe not.
I agree
Bernie
with
Bear.
Okay, Team Bernadetta on this side. We're dividing the tea
There you
table.
go. Well, she's still got a 3.75, which is a B+.
Yeah,
So
she's good.
quite dateable.
Better than almost every golden deer.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And next up in Black Eagles is Caspar. And I have to say,
That's such a dweeb.
he gets kind of a glow up.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no, I
well.
like how he looks.
Yeah.
He's not like dorkish like Ignatz, but he's still
not
like,
Ignatz.
Yeah.
you know, this guy would be watching like Naruto on.
I got the same vibe.
Hey.
He's your stereotypical like anime like main
Naruto's
character.
good, guys.
I would not want to date him.
But you know that he Naruto runs to the training hall every day at Garrigmach Monastery.
He's ready for Area 51.
That's why I photoshopped that thing. If you will check my Twitter.
Brendan
It's so
gave him an A, I gave him a B, and then Justin and Miranda gave him a C for a total of 2.75, which is a C+.
He's just kind of a nothing burger. He's like a slightly better Ignatz.
Yeah, pretty
He's
much.
just really into training and like justice and
He's really energetic. I like
he's
his
very
positivity.
energetic. He's very good friends with Leonhart, which is interesting.
He's really annoying to me.
Really?
Just, yeah.
He even
he's
has some
fine. I don't
supports
like
where he's
looking
like,
at
I make
him.
friends all the time. One time I beat up a guy and then we were friends afterwards. It was really cool. I'm like,
What?
he just gets in
yeah,
fights and then
yeah.
makes friends. I'm just like, I like this guy.
Yeah, I gave him a B because I feel like he could grow on me if I got to know him. So yeah.
We would just watch anime all day.
Yeah.
Feels like the guy who's trying too hard.
What?
Like, please leave me alone. Don't talk to me ever again. I'm
So that was
bored.
Caspar. Don't ever talk to Miranda. Next is Dorothea.
The songstress, the diva.
Brendan gave her a B. I also gave her a B, and then Justin and Miranda both gave her A's for a total of 3.5, which is a solid B.
She's got great fashion.
Yep.
That was actually such a big point for me.
Yeah, she has really great fashion. She was one of my favorite characters from like a design standpoint.
Yep.
She's very talented, and she left the opera to come and train at the monastery.
She's very flirty. I think she's one of the more attractive female characters in the game. I think
You
she's
have,
great.
you have
Yeah.
so many pickings, but that's,
Yeah.
that's a topic for later.
I didn't give her. I kept her at a B because she seems a little bit arrogant, but
Yeah.
coming off at first, so first impression seems a little bit like. But I think she's one of those girls that comes off like a popular girl, and then as you get to know her, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
like,
But she's also just like open and into it, which goes a long way of like,
Yes.
yes.
It was
like,
kind of a roller coaster because like at first I was like, oh, she's one of those like flirty girls, like just talking to everybody. But then like you get to know her and you realize she's not just like doing that for no reason. She has a whole thing of why she left the diva group and why she's currently trying to like hook up with people, and like she gets really down to earth over the course of her personality changes, and I like it.
and that was Dorothea with 3.5. Next is Ferdinand.
Oh boy, it's Ferdy.
This is kind of, so Brendan gave him a C. The rest of us gave him a B for a total of 2.75, which is a C+.
I thought I gave him lower, but yeah.
I feel like if I had to do it over, I'd be lower.
He's the only reason I give him higher is also too is because he's one of the few dateable men. Like he's really annoying in the way he goes about his politics, and I hate talking to him about that. But
Yeah.
He does get very fashionable, and when he grows up,
He
like he
introduces
goes like
us-
full Prince Charming.
He also
even more
introduces
so.
us to the tea set.
that's really why he got a B.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So
amazing.
without him, this wouldn't be happening.
That's
It's true.
But also, he's actually super nice, and he doesn't look down on commoners like a lot of other nobles, even though he is prideful in his house.
He
Okay.
kind of makes some dumb choices, though. There's one point where he's like, no, it's just a conversation. It's not like
Okay.
it's spoiler. It's just like one of the early conversations you hear with like him and Petra. It's like, you can go back to your own country, and she's like,
So he's oh no.
a little clueless and like tactless.
Oh, but he's not saying it in like a mean way.
No,
he's just
it's more just like, I don't know
oblivious.
what I did wrong. I just said that she can go back whenever she wants. I'm just like,
So he's an ignorant noble, but he tries.
he does try. He
Just
does have some
needs someone
supports.
to tell
So
him, hey.
that's why he gets a C+.
Yeah, I do
Next.
like Dorothea and Ferdinand's back and forth.
Yeah. And next up is Hubert.
Oh,
The
look,
other-
it's Severus
Yeah.
Snape.
This guy.
Hey,
Child form.
Snape's way better than him.
So
Granted, I'll give you that.
Brendan, Justin, and myself all gave him a D, and Miranda gave him an E for
That's
a
not-
total of 0.75.
I don't think there's more we need to say.
Let's
He's
be
so
honest.
creepy.
If he was at the tea party, he would have poisoned all the teas.
Yeah.
He's just one of those lurkers. Like he's the shadow that's there, and you have to address him, or else he will not go away.
Creepy.
And even when you do, he just stands there.
Creepy weirdo.
And like, if you're trying
That's
to date
literally
this
his job,
guy,
too.
he'd be just talking
Yeah.
about Edelgard the whole time. Just
Yeah.
like, well, Edelgard thinks this. Well, did we tell Edgar we're going over to movies today? We should bring Edgar along.
Well, that's all we have to say about Hubert.
Bye.
Get out of here, Hubert.
Next is Linhart. Also a wide range of scores from us. Brendan gave him a B, I gave him a C, and then Justin and Miranda both gave him a D, for a total of 1.75, which is a D+.
I hate his hair.
Yeah, his hair is
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
He's
I'll
just-
give you that.
He does get I like his hair when he grows up.
Yeah, he does get a little bit of a glow up.
Yeah.
And I also just find him a very down to earth guy that I can just relate to. I love naps. I love naps all the time.
I feel like I would like him a lot as a friend, but I would get really annoyed at him dating him because if he just naps all the time and only wants to be passionate about the things he wants to be passionate about, I'd be like, yo, but what about the bills? Like, I feel like I'd be having that conversation with him, and I don't want to have that. Yeah, so that's
All right.
Linhart. Last for the Black Eagles is Petra.
Woo!
Petra is our cumulative best girl because we all gave her an S.
Yeah, Petra.
Yeah. Spoilers. She's best girl.
She,
is.
she is best girl.
And you know, it's really funny
Three
because when we were first just looking at all the pictures of everyone immediately was like, "Oh, Petra, like she looks like a badass. She
Yeah.
looks awesome."
And she is.
Yeah.
She is.
She's
She-
also like the nicest person in the entire monastery.
Super nice, super capable, amazing hair,
Just trying her best at everything
trying
she
her
does.
best,
And she's
not
like
afraid to like put it all out there.
I really love like the whole like learning the speech thing. Like she's really trying hard and isn't afraid to correct herself. There's one I had to save it because there was one battle quote she has when she levels up, but it's not a great level up, where she says, "Disappointing, but I will not misplace my heart." I was just like, what does that mean? Her heart's in the right place. And I was like, oh. So yeah, I married her in my playthrough.
Aw.
Congratulations, Brendan, for marrying best girl.
Thank you.
She's great. She wants to show you her tattoos, and that's pretty sexy.
Yeah.
Like everything
She
about
also has
it.
a
Super
great.
dateable.
I love the giant braid.
Yeah.
It
Also,
reminds
she's
me
a
a lot
princess.
of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's got that same sort of big, chunky side
And
braid
it's
going
practical. Into it.
She's
Petra's great. Now we're on to the Blue Lions. Oh yeah, and
Best house.
Yeah. Are they the best house though?
Yes.
I guess we'll see.
'Cause I chose
First
them.
up is Demetri. So Demetri got a very high score. Brendan gave him an S. Justin and I gave him, actually Miranda also gave him an S, and Justin and I both gave him an A. So I kind of based my ranking on what he looks like as an adult because he just immediately becomes so much less milquetoast than he seems when we first meet him.
Yeah.
Yeah, first he's like standard, then you're like, hey.
Whoa.
Wow.
Where do I get an eye patch?
I also feel uneasy about him because I really like Felix, and Felix talks bad about him. And if Felix doesn't like him, I trust him.
There's a good dynamic because they also were best friends
Best
growing
friends when
up.
they were little kids.
So there is a wonderful arc, I think, with the relationship, and also his whole relationship of his personality over part 1 and part 2. Like I love seeing where that went, and I was happy where it ended up. So like all the way
Okay.
through, like hell yeah.
Yeah, I
I
could
support
even-
Demetri.
Even at the very beginning, you could see parts of that in his personality of like, I'm just trying my best. Like, I just want to learn. He's like really supportive of you. And you can see like, there's going to be a battle at some point, a very big one. There are 3 houses for a reason. And you can tell it's probably going to shape him in a really big way. And so that's why.
And he's
I
very
also
nice to
much
all
like
of his
him.
students.
He is very
like,
nice.
It's like, oh, don't worry, I'm not the prince. Just call me Demetri. Like I don't want to do this. All
He does
this
get a little
nobility
too
stuff.
nice guy sometimes,
That's the thing, right?
But
Yeah.
knowing things
But
are
eye
shaking up.
patch.
But eye
Nice
patch.
So Demetri, 4.5, which is a solid A.
That's very high.
And
Yeah.
next up is Annette. So Annette got B's from Miranda and myself and A's from Justin and Brendan
This
for a
is
total
another
of
one-
3.5, which is a solid B.
It's interesting to see how some things fall along gender lines. Yeah, and that's super cute. She's one of the best girls at
She's
that
so
school.
cute, yeah.
funny.
She's really nice and funny and upbeat, and she likes to sing while doing her chores, which is cute.
Which like yeah, she's like incredibly like bubbly. She's incredibly clumsy, which makes for some comedic elements.
She
Yeah.
also tries really hard. There was a support conversation between her and Cynthia, I think, and we find that she was an honor roll student at a sorcery school or something. So she just really tries.
Yeah, she's like incredibly driven to do everything she can, and she doesn't know how to stop. She's like, hey, I need help because I want to do everything I can to impress everybody and be the best that I am. Please help me. Also, I love sweets.
Yeah.
She's really good.
A lot of the girls really like sweets, I'm finding.
And she gets a really nice. I really love her glow up in like the war part too. Like she looks great.
Yeah, and that was Annette, 3.5, a solid B. Next up is Ash, who got B's from myself, Brendan, and Justin, and a C from Miranda. He's
What
a
happened?
little-
What happened, Miranda? Where did he hurt you?
He just like rubs me the wrong way a little bit. Like he's cute, but I'm just kind of.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of his hair. I
Yeah.
like his hair.
Yeah.
He's got
It's
freckles.
He's a little too innocent,
That's the thing.
That's kind
but
of.
I
what-
love his idealism and like
Yeah.
he just wants to be a really cool knight. Like
yeah.
yeah,
I think
I want
that's
to be a cool
cute.
knight too.
But
I think it's just a little boring, is what it is.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything like objectively wrong with them, but it's like when you're going to the same school as Claude. it's
Yeah.
like, come on.
like, how do you?
But so the thing is, like, we have these standards where I'm ranking everybody off based on my
Claude.
favorites.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you compare to them? And it's like, you're just living your life. Like, you kind of seem like a background character to me.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
that's kind of my problem with
Yeah.
him.
So that's a 275, which is a C+. Next is Dedu. I didn't really get to know Dedu that much.
No,
so
nobody does.
I'm so sorry
Yeah,
for you.
yeah.
If only
I-
went for the best house.
So
you would
Miranda
know
and
a
I
lot more
gave him a
about him.
C, Justin gave him a D, and Brendan gave him a B.
See, they think
Discuss.
it be like it is, but it do. I love Dedu. Like
dear.
his story has been so interesting of like the where you learn about like the world at large and the world that they set up for you and how the people of his homeland were just like almost wiped out by this thing and like going to a school of people who probably hate you and he just like he's not much for conversation, I'll give him that, but he'd be a cool person to just like be around because he's like a very calm presence and he loves to cook, he loves to garden,
This is
and he's
true.
incredibly loyal.
You're right. He would be very dateable.
The cooking's a very good point.
It is nice.
I want to try desk cooking.
I think my
I
big
kind of-
problem with him, too, is that I haven't really gotten to know him, and he just doesn't offer a whole lot right off the bat.
He's very closed off.
So,
Yeah. I kind of regret my C, but that's okay because he's still getting a 2, which is a solid C. Next up is Felix.
Bad boy.
Felix is my second best boy, along with Claude. But that's just me. I gave him an S. Miranda
Wow.
and Brendan gave him an A, and Justin gave him a C. Justin, explain yourself.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember exactly why I gave him a C.
so many
just-
characters to rate,
Yeah.
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 I think he's just one of the more attractive of the options of the guys, and he's just one of the more interesting as well. Like, he has a motive beyond just like, I just want to be this thing. Like, okay.
He is your quintessential anime tsundere.
Yeah.
And I like that. So he can be kind of a jerk on the outside initially, and he can be very blunt and rude, but on the inside he just has, people's good intentions at heart. And he eats cake for like Cynthia, and he tells Annette he likes her singing. Like, he's just like not a bad dude if you actually get to know him.
Yeah, I think he's totally like a guy I would be friends with in a heartbeat. Like someone who doesn't like beat around the bush of like if you're doing something wrong, he'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I need that kind of honesty.
And also, if you're doing something right and he appreciates your high skill level, he'll tell you about that too and then want to learn from you.
I think
So-
you've convinced me. I
Yeah.
think I did him wrong.
There's Felix. He's still got a 3.75, which
great.
is a B+.
Yeah.
So definitely very dateable. And next up is Ingrid. Now, Ingrid also scored very highly. Myself and Brendan gave her an A, and then Justin and Miranda gave her S's for a total of 4.5, which is an A.
I really like her, not to get too personal. She's not that different than the woman I'm married to in real life, which is like very dependable and steady and just earnest and always feels like they're going to have your back.
Yeah. I kind of got that from her right off the bat, too, and I just like how forward she was and how she's just ready to take action and
Yeah,
stuff. And
very, very chivalrous.
yeah.
And a lover of good food, as I am also a lover of good food.
I agree with all of those statements, which is why she got a 4.5. Extremely dateable. Ingrid. Next is Mercedes. And Mercedes got a B from myself and Brendan, and A's from Justin and Miranda for a total of 3.5, which is a B.
Her hair is so cute.
She's
Like-
also very nice.
Yeah, I think maybe to push her over to like the higher tier would be if, well, I don't know, maybe it is nice. It's nice, like, cause she's like soft.
Yeah, this is
Like,
kind of
she's
like
just
the
like a
weird
soft,
line of like dateable
nice-
versus just like you're kind of like a big sister or a mom type figure.
Yeah, she's very mom.
Yeah, she's very team mom, but I don't know if that would mean I would want to like.
She's also non-judgmental, which I like about her.
Yeah. Also, I like that she's incredibly devout, but also loves ghost stories.
That's true. I gave her such a high score just because she's the nicest person at that school. Like, just so genuine and so nice. But in hindsight, like, you almost need someone that has a little bit more of an edge to them, I think.
Yep. That's Mercedes with a 3.5. So the last of the Blue Lions
Oh boy.
is Sylvain. So
Every
Justin-
school's got one.
Justin and Miranda gave him a C. Brendan gave him a D. I gave him a B.
I just hate it when they know they're attractive. It's like, yes, you know this, but you gotta calm down. Like, you're like my cat. She knows. She knows, and she's
Sylvain
such
is
a
a cat.
brat about it. And I'm like, you gotta calm down.
So he's kind of a brat. He's not nearly as bad as Lawrence,
Yeah.
and he doesn't treat other people poorly like Lawrence does.
Unless you're dating him, and then he will treat you poorly.
I think there's
He's
a
gonna
little
break
bit-
your heart. There is
He
no
will.
way around
He's
this.
one of those boys in college who's really nice to everyone, who's really popular because he's genuine in his compliments, but he compliments everyone,
You can't
which
trust
makes
him.
them not special.
No.
So
He's got like a forbidden like book of pickup lines, which is a really funny conversation with Demetri, where
Yeah.
Demetri tries one of them and it just goes horribly wrong. He's like, "What have I done? Sylvain, help me!" He's like, "You never should have read from the book. Only I can use these lines."
Yeah.
So I love him for that, but just like, do not date. And don't be a Sylvain, guys. Don't go like,
don't
oh,
be-
I have to give every girl a passing nod and a smile.
He would have been top tier, but he brought himself down through his actions.
be a Sylvain, but not a womanizer. Just take that one part out of him. See, I think like this is him in college, and when he becomes an adult man and like realizes that he can't date 10 girls at the same time, he'll be very dateable.
Hopefully.
I know you're not
Maybe.
supposed to like rate people on their potential or like hope there'll be someone else.
Yeah, like
eventually,
hoping for
but,
change. That's
you know,
a scary thing.
I can hope that for a video game character.
Sure. Yes.
Now, next up are the other characters.
I think we can roll through these a little faster too.
Yeah,
just
we can
'cause
we can blast
there's
through
not
these
as-
because
All
they're
right,
because they're weird.
let's just give them scores.
Sure.
Flame gets a 3. Brendan didn't rate her.
Yeah, I'm not touching that because the second I do, Setteth will kill me.
Oh yeah, that too.
He's out there with a sniper rifle just watching.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep. Next is Manuela. And I kind of want to talk about this because Brendan gave her an E and I gave her a B. Miranda gave her an S and Justin gave her a D. So like,
Okay, yeah, let's talk about
She's
this.
trying so hard. I love her.
Is she though? Her life is a complete mess.
why do you think
She's
she
drunk all the
Because she
time.
tries
I'm
so
like-
hard and doesn't get anywhere.
I'm like Marie Kondo. I love a good
Yeah.
mess. She's so good.
Yeah, I think the words "past your prime" come to think like like she like had her high life in the diva and like in the opera company, and then she's just so desperately trying to bring that back, and it's not
I
working.
She just needs a good.
Her life is sad.
It is. I think she was a player in her like prime diva days, didn't settle down with a man, and now is like, oh no, what have I done?
She went from like the diva to like Mrs. Crabapple from like The Simpsons.
I mean, it's
Look
whatever
how
compares.
she's
She
super
looks like that.
attractive and a good teacher. Like I do faculty training with her all the time.
I mean, my apartment's a mess too. I mean,
my apartment. Oh, it's the
fine.
worst.
Never
Like,
bring anybody
my
home.
One biggest flaw is like the biggest mess. But she's also. I'm not an alcoholic, so at least I guess I got that going for me.
Wow.
Next, oh yeah, so she had a 2.25, which was a C.
No.
Next is Setteth, who gets a 1.5. I think he's overprotective and nosy and overly critical.
It's just a jerk.
Here,
Yeah. Why would you like him?
He grows on me over the course of the story, but he
Yeah.
has a bad first impression.
Yeah, a very bad first impression. I think he could be okay, but
He's just a little too paranoid for his own good.
yeah.
Yep. Don't want to deal with that.
1.5.
He gets a D.
Next is Hanuman. And I like his mustache.
That's nice.
He overall got a 1.75, which is a D+. I think we probably ranked him, I think he's just fine.
Yeah, he could have been in like older, very dateable daddy level, but he just can't quite get there through his
Yeah.
fashion
Yeah,
and personality.
he's just too like Professor Jones.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I care too much about research. I don't really have time for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Never
Hanuman.
mind.
Unless
bye.
you have a mysterious crest, in this which case I will pay attention to you.
Next is Gilbert with a 0.75, which is an E+.
So you only really get to know about him if you do the Blue Lions, I think. And even then, I'm just like, dude, you like made so many bad choices in your life. I'm
Just,
not gonna like.
I
Hard
ranked him
no.
poorly
Yeah.
because he kept standing in stupid places in the first battle we won. So, no. Why are you standing in the archers? Like, no.
He's a good
Next.
tank, but that's about it.
I don't know how to pronounce the next guy's name.
Eloise?
Eloise.
Luis.
Yeah.
There we go. He's loud and obnoxious.
Yeah,
Overall,
horrible.
he gets
Horrible.
a 0.75.
Yeah.
I do like how every time he makes a dumb dad joke, no one reacts at all.
Yeah.
They even know he's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just not
Get
good.
that guy out of here.
I avoid him. The people in
Everyone
the
avoids
monastery
him.
avoid him.
yeah.
Next is Catherine.
So
who
I want to
got-
talk about
yeah,
this one.
All right.
2 B's and 2 A's.
I think
3.5.
Catherine's great.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
so like just strong and like she's super cute. Like I
I
don't
would
know.
have liked Catherine so much more if she wasn't to Lady Rhea like Hubert was to Edelgard. Like she
Yeah.
worships the ground she walks on. She's just like, I gotta protect Lady Rhea. Hey, did you know Lady Rhea's here? Hey, we gotta go help Lady Rhea. Like, okay, I get
Right.
it. You like Lady Rhea, but come on. Like I want to see more of this like feisty battle attitude. Like I like that about your personality. You don't have to exclusively walk in her shadow. The
I
whole
just
time.
want to date her and be like, you're in charge. Like you.
That's obnoxious, but she's at least attractive versus Hubert's not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why it came out to a B for me.
Yeah.
And not creepy.
Not creepy.
No.
There you go. Next is Cyril.
Did I even rate Cyril?
You rated him an E.
Yeah, I feel like I should have just said
Yeah,
no.
it's kind of weird.
He's also in the.
Even when he's old, he's young, and
It's a little weird.
But he's also in the
tribe.
Catherine category where he just
he worships
her. It's like, I
Yeah.
gotta do work because Lady Rhea said so. I'm like, dude, have your own life. Nope, I don't need my own life because Lady Rhea said so. I'm like,
also he is illiterate, which makes him a weird person to date.
though I think his little like advice box questions are so funny.
His advice box questions are just drawings.
yeah. Oh.
Oh, and
That gives me a good chuckle.
Like Cynthia does, they have a nice little like support conversation.
But I
that
think
goes up,
this
but
dude needs to find himself. Like,
Yeah.
go outside the
I-
monastery,
himself
dude.
first.
I think he could be dateable, but we don't know that yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
So right now he gets a 1.5, which is a D. Next, Shamir, which is one of our top-rated people, with a 4.25.
Ooh,
Polite
Miranda gave her an
class.
S, and the rest of us gave her A's. I
Yeah,
think.
and the battle between Shamir and Catherine. Shamir
love her.
Wins.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, I think she just is a badass.
She has a no-nonsense attitude, but she's not like stone cold. Like she has a personality, but you have to earn that respect.
Yeah,
and I like
which-
that about her.
Yep, super fair. Love her on the battlefield.
Extremely capable. Love that like she's like got this badass attitude, but it's not like eye rolly in a way that a lot of characters are. Just
Yeah.
great.
I also like her monotone like sarcasm is just like, yep, there's a fishing contest. You got a fish. She was pleased. The end.
I like her. And last is Rhea, who got a 2.25, which is a C. Miranda gave her an A. Myself and Justin gave her C, and Brendan gave her a D.
I'm surprised they even gave her a C.
I think
She
she's
is
cool.
creepy.
Yeah.
She's like, oh yes, the church, and we're so
I don't-
benevolent, and I will burn you if you are an infidel. All infidels must burn. Oh, it's so wonderful to see everyone back at school.
She has
You're
like the
totally right, Justin. What was I thinking?
she has
Giving her
like
a
the
C.
creepy like mom vibe of someone like who abducted a child. Like you're my
So-
child now.
For me, so I'm going on very, very little stuff with these people, right?
Yeah.
And so for her, I know she's got that like weird edge to her, but I think she'd make for a very exciting relationship that you get out of quick. Like you try it, you're like, had that experience in my life.
like, yeah, I did that.
I learned from it. She's gorgeous. Okay, then we
She
move on.
Yeah, but if you don't get out quickly enough, she has an entire
She
military
will-
on her side that she can
She
just sick
will
on you.
kill you.
Not if you get her
She'd be like,
first.
oh, were you leaving? I don't think so. You're
I
staying
think-
with me.
I think Justin's totally right, and I was wrong by giving
Yeah.
her a C.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
I was that high.
Maybe,
I think I liked her green hair. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, they're.
I'll tell you, all the
hair for
green
you.
hell people in this thing, just don't trust them.
Yeah.
So we have now ranked all of the characters, and real quick, I just want to show you guys
We put
the
We have
ranking
so
for the male and female. So the average for the men in Fire Emblem 3 Houses is a 2.08, which is a C minus.
barely a C.
Yeah. And the women got a 3.26 for a B, which is a full 1.2 points higher than the men got. So basically, the women, you got way better choices.
They're all so much better. They're so much more interesting. They're all like more attractive, just all around. And that's so frustrating, like playing this game as a woman. And it's like, I kind of just wanted to play as a dude so that way I could have like the full range of like
Yes.
choices for dating girls because like the
They're so
same
much
sex
better.
relationships are not.
Shout out
great.
to the couple
But-
of hot guys that carry the entire
we
male team.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
I'm playing as female Byleth, and I'm too late to like restart now. But it's like that may have been a mistake.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So just going back real quick, our top characters are, number 1 is Petra with a perfect S score. And next up, we have a tie between Demetri and Ingrid with 4.5s. And then we have a tie between Shamir and Claude for 4.25s.
I think we nailed it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
those are our top characters. And
Nobody
now,
will disagree with this at all.
and if you
Objective.
do, you
Sorry.
can tell us about it in the comments.
But you have to bring tea.
just tell us, make sure you put an asterisk, drinking tea.
Bring my favorite tea and you'll improve my relationship with you.
There we go. So
Has
now
to be
it's
ginger.
time to crown the most dateable house in Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
And it
Coming-
is.
In 4th place is the others.
Yeah.
The faculty
everybody
and
else.
other people around the monastery.
The nobodies.
The coming in third place, I'm so sorry, Claude, is the golden deer.
Little
with
weirdos.
A C.
He tried to
Claude-
carry them on his back.
Yeah, he really did. I would not have chosen
have
this
the
house
strength.
except for Claude, and that's okay. Coming up in second place is the Black Eagles with a B, which is a 2.96, so like
Close.
right on the cusp. And then coming in first place with a B plus is the Blue Lions, a whole 0.4 points more than the Black Eagles.
What did I tell you guys? Best house.
I should
Most
have
attractive,
listed
at
it.
least.
Most attractive
Most
house.
Most dateable. The Blue
Most
Lions
dateable.
has the most dateable house.
Just good at everything. Let's just put it out there.
Yeah. So that's about all we have to talk about. We have ranked every single person in Fire Emblem 3 houses. If you agree with us or vehemently don't agree with us, please let us know in the comments. This is subjective and it's totally okay. You can date who you want to date, especially in a video game. So for more on husbandos, waifus, and everything else video games, you're already in the right place. IGN.